Hello. I can see the like. Thank you for liking. Hi, Sim. Hello. Good morning on your side. Good afternoon on my side. Hi, Mia. Happy new week. Happy new month. It's June 1st. We're beginning half the year, right? Actually, this is the mid of the year, right? June. Yeah. Thank you for the loves. Good to see you guys. How was your weekend? How have you been? How um how are you doing basically? How are you doing? How have you been doing? Hmm? How is that transformation going on in your lives? Hi Grace, how are you? Good to see you guys. I missed you over the weekend. I was asking myself, are my ladies doing the work that God is sending them to do? Are they having any encounters? What is going on? What is going on? As you can see today, lesson 2, we want to talk about while work while it is still day. Work while it is still day. How do we turn encounters into impact? And it's a continuation of the first lesson where we said before the blind man could see, Jesus first saw him, right? We learned that transformation often begins when God shines light into areas of darkness through divine encounters, sometimes even before they meet you. Yeah, through divine encounters, through revelation, through clarity. That's when transformation begins, even before you start presenting your problems. So, as we begin this lesson today, I want to ask you a question. Did any of you encounter someone sent by God who saw you just like Jesus saw the blind man? Because that's what we were talking about last week. Did any of you encounter over the weekend on Saturday or Sunday? Did any of you encounter somebody sent by God? Any, whether you didn't even realize it to anything, it could even have been a situation. Did any of you encounter? So as you think about answering that question, yeah, because it's the first thing I want us to think about, okay? So that we can see how is it going for you in terms of your encounters. Remember the last time I gave you the empty vessel series, that was a different encounter from this one, okay? This one is a blind man. The other one was the woman with the widow with her oil. Those are two different scenarios or case studies where we have encounters, where we have what it uncovers, reconciliation, where it shows the whole transformation process from encounters to purpose. So for those ones who are new on this channel, my name is Jacinta. This is Build Beyond You, and this channel is dedicated to those who are in the process of rediscovering your identities, nurturing your innate abilities, and overcoming those obstacles that hinder you from flourishing in your true identity, the original version of yourself. How do we move from identity misalignment to alignment? How do we build structures and systems around every area of our lives, whether it is financial, mental, relational? How do we build systems and structures around all these areas and then lead without emotional instability? So, this is about mental and emotional renewal, intelligence. Have you been experiencing any brokenness, exhaustion, tiredness, burnout? And, emotionally, we sometimes experience so many challenges that actually can lead you to either shut down or close down everything that you're doing, or take your attention away, or break you down as a person. You exist externally, but internally you are dying, and before you know it, there's no continuity. And even if there's continuity, how have you lived your life? You are unhappy. So, what we do here is we receive guidance on how we can build inwardly before we go out there to build. And even if we're already out there building, how do we ensure that we guard, we preserve, and we ensure continuity and sustainability of that vision sustainability of what it is that you are building, what it is that you have built. We're thinking about generational impact. We're thinking about what is that impact that you as a person is supposed to be making. So each and everyone here creates their roadmap, builds their human blueprint, okay? To the event that you discover what it is that differentiates you from everybody else. How can you create income generating activities from your abilities? What are those solutions that you are naturally inclined to solve? Okay, so you're very welcome. Good to see you. And hi, Kezi. How was your weekend? As lesson one, you remember what we talked about. Lesson two, we are talking about work while it is still day. This is going to be very interesting for you because as you are in the process of transformation, you'll realize you'll see the practical side of this transformation process. You'll see the practical side of what it means to take advantage of all the opportunities that come your way and what are opportunities and what does it mean to work while it is still day. How do we turn encounters into impact? Hi, Juliet, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you guys. So like I said in verse 4, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Yeah? So like I asked previously, before the blind man could see Jesus, Jesus first saw him. Okay? Did any of you encounter someone sent by God, or any encounter, whether it is could have been a circumstance or a situation? Did any of you encounter anything that shows that you are seen? Mia, did you encounter anything? Grace, same. Casey, Juliet, what did you encounter? Where is Brenda? Where is Kate? I think who brought Kate? Casey. You're supposed to check on Kate. Who is checking on Brenda? I think again it's Casey. Yeah, check on those two. Where are they? So tell me, what did you encounter over this weekend? It may not have been you pouring in the person, but it may have been you, someone coming to you. Did you encounter anything? Whether in a phone call or an email, or did you encounter something good? What happened over the weekend? Share, guys. Share, share. And even if you did not, you can say, well, I did not encounter anything. Then we'll find out why are we not encountering people, places, things, because we are going through the transformation process. And when we talk about destiny, it's about encounters. It's not even about just time. It's about the encounters that you have, because each encounter is like a door opened to you to something, and when that door opens, the next one will also open. So if this one doesn't open, maybe you're still in the process of healing or alignment, and sometimes it may not require encounters. You can also acknowledge that maybe I'm not yet in that phase of encounters. Okay, anything guys you want to share? You want to share? The reason as to why I'm asking you this is because it connects directly to today's lesson. Sometimes we're so focused actually on challenges that we fail to notice that God is already sending people. He's already sending opportunities. He's already sending answers. He's already sending encounters into your life. But are you paying attention to them? So that's why I'm asking you, did you experience anyone who passed by you? Just like the blind man, he was like this, but someone passed by. So what did you experience? What did you experience? Share, 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 guys. I'm waiting. Yes, Juliet, share. What did you encounter? That's nice. Share. What did you encounter? Prior to the weekend, I met someone who is doing something I want to do. And I remembered you teaching us that some places need us to be bold to enter. Then I sent him a message, and she said, That's nice. She was willing to help me at zero cost. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now that is an encounter, guys. Oh, that is so beautiful. That is an encounter. And that's what we call impact. You see, you positioned yourself to come to class. You listened, you prayed, and you waited. And you met someone who said she is willing to help at zero cost. First of all, let's acknowledge it's in what you want to do and the courage to boldly enter. And then you get shocked that the person sends you a message that they are willing to help you at zero cost. Imagine if you did not boldly step into that place. Imagine if you waited. The encounter only came when you boldly entered. Grace, kudos. I'm so happy for you. Juliet. During the weekend, I had a deep misunderstanding between me and my brothers and sisters. They don't want to be corrected. Okay, you give them some time because they haven't yet gotten to that level of revelation like you have. And then you continue to pray for them so that they can get to that level of revelation where you have gotten, okay? Because you were once there as well. Probably not, okay? But you have to give people time. Then that's why I said when you try to drag someone who is not yet ready, you see, yours is to shine your light, right? But it's not you who actually convicts the person. It's not you who actually transforms the person or gives the person the revelation of what you're talking about. You plant the seed and he does the rest. So when you drag, when you try to pull, I'm telling you this from experience because I made those mistakes. When you try to pull somebody who's not yet at your level and you're dragging them along with you, you are actually messing yourself up. Yeah, because they're not at the level where you are, they're going to just drag you backward. So yours is to plant the seed and then continue praying for them to get convicted, a revelation, let there be a correction and all. But yours is not to. So you'll get annoyed and everything when in actual sense they're not they haven't yet just reached that level. So you continue doing your part and you leave the rest for God. He will convict and they will be convicted when it is their appointed time. And that's also a very good encounter because then it teaches you on how to approach your other encounters that you're going to be having. So that's a very good how do we reconcile this? We are aligning, we are getting clear understanding and clarity on how we handle our daily encounters. So it's nice that Grace gives us that example so that we can understand what it means to boldly step into a space and receiving what the unexpected, right? And then as well as Juliet to experience what she experienced and then bring it to this class. And the revelation that we're getting is that, or the understanding that we're getting is that you plant the seed and let God do the rest. Otherwise, if you try to pull them to the level where you are at, you're going to be dragging yourself backward. You need to give people time, okay? And let God do the rest. Okay, you do your part as long as you do it aggressively. So the more examples you give, guys, the more clearer things are going to be for you. So bring them on. Thank you very much, Grace and Juliet, for sharing your experiences. That is very beautiful. So Grace, you still continue saying, so also during the weekend, I listened to someone who was saying it's not selfish to want your friends to be good friends to you. Exactly. It's not selfish. It's not because you also deserve good things. The way they deserve good things, you also deserve good things. So if they're not healthy, you need healthy people. That's accountability. Thank you very much for sharing that. Kezi, I think I was too busy to notice encounters. Really? In that being busy, you must have noticed an encounter, by the way. You were busy, but it could even happen on paper or in your work, Kezi. Just think about it. You realize that you actually did have an encounter. Okay, you decided to let them be Juliet. That was a very good decision. Thank you. For some time, I always felt I was thinking for too much because I'm a bit clingy as well. Okay, but you're going to realize that you're going to overcome this clinginess with some after some time as you go through the transformation, as you heal, as you align. You realize that you don't need to be clingy. Sometimes we are clingy because we are not aware of who we truly are. But when we start getting to know deeply who we are and, you know, what are those innate abilities, what is that beauty that is in us, we stop being clingy and we start doing what we are supposed to be doing. So it will take up more of our time focusing on what we are supposed to be doing. And that's actually today's focus. You're going to realize what I mean when I say work while it is still day. So thank you for that. Uh, Sim, you just said Kezi for me. Mia, did you have an encounter over the weekend? Okay, Sim, Kezi, and Mia, you haven't yet shared yours. Wait, guys, where is Brenda and Kate? You need to follow up on your colleagues, okay? Okay, Sim, you only had people who asked for help from you. Okay, that's also okay. I mean, it's also okay to be asked for help. So, but today I wanted to know if you had somebody who saw you. But in the conversations, wasn't there anything that you received? Because usually, most of the times when we extend a hand, we are also receiving our healing or revelations or alignment or a correction or clarity about something. Every time we extend a hand, we're also, it's not like a one way, it's always reciprocated one way or the other if you really pay attention to it. Okay? So now that we have clearly understood, had a recap, okay, of last week's lesson, and we have now given our examples. I want us to talk about the assignment of the sent one. Okay? I must work the works of him that sent me. What do I mean by I must work the works of the one that sent me? Yeah. I want you to notice something important here. Jesus was completely focused on his assignment. He understood who sent him, why he was sent, and what he was sent to do. His focus was not on the distractions, on the opposition, on the opinion of others, but on the one who sent him and what he was sent to do. Because trust me, the distractions are a daily meal that you'll be served. As God is planning for you, the enemy is also planning for you every single day. So, what do you choose to fix your eyes on? The distractions, the opposition, the opinion of others, or the instructions, the direction, the clarity. What do I need to do today? What is my assignment today? Where am I supposed to go? Okay? Like I've said, one of the greatest discoveries in life is not simply knowing what you do, it is knowing why you are sent. So you see the encounters that you've all mentioned that you had over the weekend? Juliet, you planted the seed. That was your focus. Yes, you experienced challenges and now you've received clarity in today's class. Next time, you will know exactly what you need to do and what you won't need to do because you know your boundaries, your limits, and what is the mission that you are sent to accomplish. Yeah? Grace, you boldly stepped into a space that you even never imagined that you could boldly step in. One, you are obedient. Two, you are led. Three, there's an impact of the transformation process that you are going through. And that's the most important. Every time there's purpose and an understanding of the purpose, there's always outcome. So when you boldly stepped into that space, even when you are not sure whether you are going to get a positive or a negative answer, you actually were shocked that someone was even willing to help you at zero cost. You see? You see what boldness does? You see what courage does? You see what willingness does? You see what stepping into unknown spaces, even when you do not know, does? I like these examples. Okay. Hi, Brenda. Good afternoon. Good to see you. Okay. I like these examples because at the end of the day, it is about it's about you. Brenda, I gave and I asked a question, and you can also share what your experience was over the weekend. In lesson one, if we were to recap, we said before the blind man could see Jesus, Jesus first saw him, right? So I asked if any of you encountered someone sent by God or anything, could be a situation, could be an experience, who saw you, not the other way around, just like Jesus was passing by and saw the blind man. So I asked that question. I don't know if you had an experience. Grace boldly stepped into a space that she never imagined she would step in, and she talked to somebody who does what exactly she wants to do, and the person was willing to help her at no cost. The boldness, the willingness. And then Juliet also had, yeah, as you can read the comments, had her encounter as well. And then Mia says, I was stressed throughout the weekend. The only thing I could think of was money. And I was so broke. You see now that you see now the challenge today. I'm going to use Mia's example in all throughout today's lesson because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. You are actually aligned with today's lesson, and it's going to help you a great deal. Okay? So, because there's nothing that you have done. So, Brenda, if you have anything to share, please do share. So, when I say the assignment of the sent one, yeah, like I said, he was not focused on the distractions, but he was focused on what? On the one who sent him and the assignment. So the moment you focus on the assignment, Mia, the moment you focus on something else but what you are experiencing, yes, there's nothing you can do about it, right? But what can you do? What that is in your control. Now, let's first understand, okay, the difference between your job and your work, okay? When we understand this too, then it will be much easier even, okay? You see, many of us confuse our jobs with our work. Your job is what provides your income. Your work is the assignment, the mission, your contribution in this kingdom. Your job may change, but your work will always remain. Okay? It's like a teacher who teaches in a classroom, okay? A business owner who runs a company, or a nurse who works in a hospital. What is behind the job? There's deeper work that you have been assigned to accomplish. What is that expression or representation of what is in you beyond nurse, teacher, business owner? Because that's the reason as to why you were sent in that particular sector. That's why I say I guide you, but each of you draws their own roadmap because you are in different sectors. Some are in media, entertainment, government, religion, the different mountains of influence. With time, we're going to learn even more things, okay? But it's important for you to differentiate between these two. I could just briefly say one is a throne, one is an altar. Okay? The throne is where you execute what you're supposed to be doing, like Juliet's shop. That's where she goes and does the trade and does the work. Okay? Whereas this side, what is your assignment? What were you sent to do? What is in you that differentiates you from everybody else? That brings a spark in that area. That is a solution to problems that no one else can solve. Just as a bird is designed to fly, right? Every person carries something that they're supposed to reveal into this world by the one who sent them. So it's important for you to understand the difference between your job and your work. And I want you to understand, Mia, I said, right, I talked about the assignment of the sent one. You see, like I said, Jesus did not focus on the distractions. Were the distractions there? Yes, every single day the Pharisees would come. They would come to listen, just like on this platform. They come, and their job is to listen, distract. Their job is to oppose. Their job is to put their opinions. What do they think? Criticize, bring negative energy, pull down everybody else. That is the job of the opposite side. And it will always be there every single day. But what is your job? And an example of that you're talking about is when you don't have money. That's a distraction. What can you do even when you don't have money? Can you walk from this place to the other? Can you boldly just enter anywhere and just talk to people? You need to do what is in your control. And that's what I'm saying. If you focus so much on the problem, you won't be able to move. So, what do I mean by work while it is still day? What do I mean by work while it is still day? You see, we say the word says we need to be energetically at work for the one who sent us here. That is the message version, by the way, of that particular verse 4. What does being energetically at work mean? It's just not being busy, it means being intentional. It means making the most of every opportunity that God places before you. You think God did not know that you didn't have money that day? He knew. But what did you focus on? The problem. Did you ask, what can I do? Like, how can I distract myself away from this completely? Because you need something that could be a distraction and an intentional one. If that discomfort is not there, you won't be pushed to enter a space you would have entered into. But that discomfort is there for a purpose. The reason as to why you did not have money and you focused on it, there was a reason for that discomfort. How about you walk and encourage someone there, meanwhile, who is going through the same exact problem? Find out why they're in the situation that they're in and start having a conversation with them and see how God is going to speak through you to the person. And guess what? Your answer may be through yourself speaking to this person. That's an opportunity that presents itself every day. How about you serve someone? There's a function there, just go and serve. I've come to help. Can I help? You're displaying abilities in an environment voluntarily instead of sleeping in the bed and wailing and saying, I'm broke. How about you just there are so many ways you can just think of to teach someone. Okay. Help someone. Solve someone else's problem that doesn't require money. Bring light to someone's area of darkness. You will see how that distraction will automatically be answered without even you doing anything. But then you have to ask, tell me what to do. Where should I go? What can I do today? And let me tell you something, that distraction is going to disappear without you even realizing it. That is what it means to work while it is still day. Jesus saw a blind man, others saw a problem, and they focused on the problem. What happened to this man? Was it his fault or his parents? What was Jesus seeing? An opportunity to reveal the works of God. So, how about you switch your mindset to start seeing that lack of money as an opportunity to reveal the works of God? Ask, how? Give me the opportunity. Give me the opportunity. Ask for it. Open your mouth and ask for that opportunity. The challenge there was not an interruption, the challenge was an assignment. The assignment is in that lack. The assignment is in that problem. The assignment is in that challenge. But it will require you. It will push you to do what you would not have done. It will push you to focus on what can I do? Okay, let me try. And ask. Ask for strategy. When you focus on the problem, when you focus on what you are experiencing, who are you glorifying? Who are you worshiping? That's also a question you need to ask yourself. The reason as to why I'm still on this phase one of encounters is because I want you to understand what encounters mean. You are building your human blueprint. You are creating your roadmap. I want you to focus on what I am telling you. Focus less on the challenges you are experiencing. You will realize that you are actually a solution to that challenge. You will realize that you're the one who's supposed to build a solution to that challenge. And the moment you decode or decide, I don't know, how can I say, the moment you unlock the code, you cannot unlock that code when you're focusing on the problem. That challenge came to you because you have a solution, but you must unlock the code. And every time you follow instructions, you are unlocking a code because it's like a puzzle. So you're piecing the pieces together through everyday encounters. But you must look for the encounters. And some encounters are not accidental. They are assignments. The blind man was an encounter. The woman from the previous example that I gave you was an encounter. The one I found crying, and I didn't have to use any money. I just had to look. I saw opportunity to say, I can encourage someone, I can speak to somebody. Let me use my gift. Let me go and sit down with this person and encourage them. Only to find out that, we actually solved the problem with no money. And heaven is watching. The rewarder is watching. You don't do it because you're going to receive, but you're having this problem, so focus less on it and go and do something else. The people we meet daily are opportunities for God to reveal something through us. I'm telling you, if you focus less on the problem and more on what you encounter daily, you are now building your human blueprints. And this is how you're going to become people who provide solutions to problems. Yes, even on social media, yes. Even on social media. Yes, social media has its downside. People are attacked, people are abused, things happen, malice from there. But you also have encounters on social media. Where did you meet me from? Didn't you meet me on TikTok? Do I talk sense? Exactly. So as much as you may not like the experience or the challenges and the problems that you may experience on a daily, you will encounter them every single day. Every single day there's a Sanballat and a Tobias in Nehemiah's building. How do you counter the structure that is being erected against you, like that financial problem? How do you counter it? By following the instructions of the one who sends you. Because he is a master strategist. Leave alone those little challenges that you're experiencing. He's the Alpha and Omega. He's the beginning, he's the end. Heaven is his throne, earth is his footstool. Who is bigger than him? These challenges, these problems that we experience daily? No. What do these encounters expose? They expose what is within us. What do these challenges reveal? They reveal our patience. Every time you experience that level of pain and you have been patient and holding on, you are actually nurturing that ability. So when I say rediscovering identities, nurturing our innate abilities, you are nurturing patience. It's a virtue and it's also an ability. Can end up being an ability for you. All these challenges, they reveal your character. And every time your character is on the downside, God delays to give you. So allow the challenges to come so that you can go through the process of correction, so that your character can be revamped, corrected, repaired, for you to be able to sustain the opportunity that you really want to partake of. Your character must be renewed, it must be developed. And it's through these encounters on a daily, the challenges that we experience, they reveal that character. So whatever needs to be aligned has to be dealt with. What do these challenges reveal? They reveal wisdom. You see, only when you encounter a challenge is when you start thinking about what can I do? And before you know it, your mind is actually functioning at a totally different level. You are thinking of solutions. What do these challenges reveal? The fears that are in you. And then you start thinking of how can I overcome this fear? And then God gives you strategies. Then before you know it, you are entering a room boldly like Grace over the weekend. Do you see what it means to have healthy accountability partners? You will even walk in rooms that you would never have imagined that you would walk in. Boldly, with courage. Like, whatever happens. Because I have to do this. I'm broke. I don't have. But it's not going to find me here, so I need to think of how to do it. Let me enter there. This opportunity has come. Let me take advantage of it. The challenges reveal our strengths. The challenges reveal growth areas. What are those areas that require your attention? This exposure is not punishment, it is preparation. So don't cover yourself in the bed. Don't spend the whole weekend saying, I was too busy. Don't be too busy for your work. You must carry out your work every single day. Your job, yes. Come with your work to your job. And come to class with an experience. Not I was too busy. Don't take the correction personally. I want you to have impact. I don't want to waste your time. You come here every single day and you give me your utmost attention. So if I sometimes have to be a little bit hard, you will accept me to be that because I am a mentor. And mine is to hear good news. Because you gave us an example last time of your experience with your sister who saw a shift. Don't break the rhythm. Every weekend you need to have something. Ensure that you have something tangible. Ensure that every single day doesn't go by without you having something that is revealed to you, a shift. That shift should now be. That's why we pray for divine speed and acceleration. Okay? So don't limit your exposures. Then the revelation. When does it occur? When we begin seeing situations through God's perspective instead of our own. How are you seeing your revelations? Hmm? Is when Jesus encountered that blind man, he saw beyond the problem, he saw purpose. If this man is delivered from his blindness, what can this man do? What are those innate abilities in him that have not been nurtured? And what is that solution that has not been put on the table or put out there to help so many other problems, to help so many other people with problems? So if he could help him see, if he could bring light in that area of darkness, if you can have an encounter and bring light in someone's area of darkness, trust me, there's a step that you're making also in your life when you do, or when you position yourself in a space to receive. Actually, Grace, what you did last over the weekend was positioning yourself from the Empty Vessel series. Position. So this revelation only occurs when we begin seeing situations with a totally different perspective. I lack money. Hello, Catherine. You're very welcome. I lack money. What do I need to do? Instead of focusing on this problem where you lack money, ask God, just tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. Give me an opportunity. Give me an idea. What do I need to do? Then text Jacinta, text Kizzy, text someone. Can we talk? Healthy accountability. It is in that conversation that something may just spark it off. Don't focus on the problem. Yes, the problem is there, but start being very proactive and switch your perspective on how you see these challenges that come to you. Because that challenge is coming to you for a purpose. It's coming to you for a purpose. You see, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And one of his greatest weapons is distraction, like lack of money. He ensures that you are poor because he knows when this one has money, this one, it's me and no. So that's a threat. You remember when I told you to do a SWOT analysis of your identity? That's a threat. You are a threat when you have money in your hands. And what is that distraction going to do? It's going to pull you away from purpose. It's going to pull you away from assignment. It's going to pull you away from growth. It's going to pull you away from obedience. But you need to remain focused. You need to change your perspective of how you see things. Why is this challenge coming to me? The moment you start focusing on the things that I've told you to do, go out there, call somebody, text someone, do something. Do what is in your control. Listen to a YouTube podcast. It could be having just one message. Ask him, give me. The moment you ask, whatever you do next could be and him answering you through whatever you're doing next. Have you ever found yourself and you say, God, can you help me, please? I really needed it. And you've just asked the question, but you really need to have an intimate relationship to have that kind of experience. And you've just asked that question. And then after 2 seconds, the answer comes. And it comes through an expression. Like you've just asked, God, I need, what is the strategy for the next level? What do I need to do right now? Because now you've given me this. So what? And you just walk 1, 2, 3 steps, like Grace walked into that room boldly, and then had this conversation. And then she left. She planted the seed, and God did the rest. God convicted this person that Grace was speaking to, and the person sent her a message. I am willing to help you at no cost. Hey, that is what they call a divine encounter. The moment you focus on boldly entering into spaces you would not have entered into, doing things that you may ordinarily feel like, I'm going through this, but you know what? Let me remove this distraction and focus on something different and ask. Doubt will begin to fade. Distractions will lose their power over you. Healing will begin. Opportunities will start increasing. Growth will accelerate. And before you know it, you're clear. You're clear about your direction. And every single day, you will see impact. You will see an outcome in what you do because now you have become very intentional. And the more you focus on the assignment, the instructions, on being obedient, the less power confusion has over you. All these challenges that we experience, confusion, is to ensure that you go out of alignment. So, what do you choose to do? Do you choose to go out of alignment? Do you choose to go out of alignment? What do you choose to do? Whatever it is, light must be demonstrated. It's not merely something that we possess. You don't have that humor, which I've now taken some time without hearing because probably of the challenges you're experiencing. You don't have that humor for nothing, girl. It is something that we demonstrate. What is it? The moment you start thinking about things in a totally different way, hmm? Now from this day, we need to create a WhatsApp group for our. Okay, that is true. That is true. So that we can keep. I now agree with you, Juliet, and I'm going to create it. So put your numbers here so that I can create it, or WhatsApp me on my number right now. Then I will create the group, and then it will be easier for us now because at this point we are now demonstrating. We need to help each other. Okay, and I think I have given you my number. Oh, let me put the code. 971. Haven't I forgotten? 6228718. Have I did I did the right thing. Okay, there. Okay, yeah. We need to discuss these things. We need to help each other out. Ask the questions so that we can have the answers. Thank you, Juliet, for that. Thank you very much. That's a very good idea. Okay, so when you focus on what God has assigned you to do, hmm, confusion will have less power over you. You know, Jesus said, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Today, that same light lives in us. Now, the question is not whether light exists. The question is, where are you shining this light? Or because you're having these challenges, everything else is. It is in that shining that a certain door may open for you because you blessed this person. The other door could be pushed open. Every single day presents opportunities for you to demonstrate wisdom. You may think that it's just, but it's something to somebody else. Kindness, leadership. You're in that work environment. Hmm? That we need to demonstrate leadership. Even if you're not a leader in that particular area, you just demonstrate leadership. Because you don't know what that opportunity is going to create for you. You follow the leading. Okay? Those opportunities give you need to demonstrate service, encourage somebody, speak truth to someone. Someone may be confused about something. Don't just keep quiet when you know that they are on the wrong path. If you have an opportunity to speak truth and love. It's not, you see, this light is not merely something that we possess, it's something we demonstrate. Someone may just look at you and there's just, but because you are having an intimate relationship with God and you're always, you'd never know just a conversation with someone. Your presence could be someone else's light. And of course, could also be someone else's irritation. Don't forget, you also irritate other people. Okay? As you become a solution in someone else's darkness, God sends light into yours. I want you to hear that very well. As you become a solution in someone else's darkness, God will send light into yours. As you become wisdom for another, as you become kindness to another, as you express leadership in a certain particular area, service, encouragement, truth, and love, you will see how light will come into your area of darkness that you actually didn't even imagine. As you help others, God increases your own vision. Each of us here has a vision. Each of us here is creating their roadmap. Each of us here wants to do something, wants impact, wants money, wants a business, wants this, wants that. Become a solution in someone else's darkness. Build your human blueprint, which is a solution. Don't come to class without anything, guys. That one is a no, no. Because you won't waste my time and I don't want to waste your time. There must be impact. As you serve faithfully, God will continue refining and developing you. It is through you serving others that you are also refined. Because remember, you're doing, you're not just folding your hands. Your mind is working, so it is development that's going on. Okay? Grace, let me create the group. It's okay. I will create the group. So just send me WhatsApp and I'll create the group for purposes of knowing who enters. That one I have to be the gate man. I will put another admin, okay? But I will be the gate man of that group. I have to protect you and I have to also protect this platform. That's why when we move to YouTube, you see we have less distractions. Okay, thank you very much, Grace. So, while you're focused on those assignments that you're doing every single day, God is working on the prayers you have not even thought about in months. You will be very surprised. There's something you have been praying for and then you stopped praying for it. And then the answer comes and you're like, what? What? What just happened? Focus on the assignment. Because this Tobiah and Sanballat, I'm sure you have heard of them. When Nehemiah was building the wall, he faced opposition. Those are the encounter distractions. And you will encounter these every single day. Your assignment is to continue building. Keep working while it is still day. Because Sanballat and Tobias are not going to stop. Every single day they have something in plan for you. Every single day they have something in plan for you. And you know how they appear? They appear in discouragement. They appear, those negative criticisms? They appear in fear. Fear. Have a weird dream and oh my God, I'm done. They appear in dreams, they appear in fear, they appear in negative environments, toxicity, toxic conversations, wrong relationships. They appear in doubt. You hear a voice of doubt. What is that? I'm focused on something. It's speaking into my ears. They appear in resistance. They are there, whether you like it or not. And what is their assignment? To stop your work. And what is your assignment? You can't see them. You can't see them well. You now have to pay attention. They're in wrong relationships. They're in toxicity, like toxic conversations, gossiping. They are in that fear that you feel like you fear. They are in that doubt that making you doubt. Am I really? Remember, their assignment is to stop the work. What is your assignment? Continue building. So if you understand, okay, they are on their assignment. I also have my assignment. I have to continue building. You be there on your assignment to destroy while I be here to build. And let's see whose assignment will work best. The strategy remains the same. You keep working while it is day. When you still have a chance, when you still have an opportunity, when you still have breath, when you wake up every single day, if you're still alive, work. Sanballat Tobias are going to come lack of money. Sanballat and Tobias are going to come discouragement. Sanballat and Tobias are going to come maybe a small accident. Sanballat and Tobias are going to come. You have not, you're late. Because the alarm rang and you did not. Eh? So every morning that you wake up, it is evidence because God still has work for you to do. Remember, you are not an accident. You are not forgotten. You are an opportunity. And as long as there's breath in your body, there's still purpose attached to your life. God is not finished with you. The work is not finished. You have an assignment. So put the problems here and focus on what you need to do. The moment you start thinking about things in that way and being very, very intentional, very, very intentional, you'll be surprised. You'll be very surprised. So, before I go to the reflection questions, do you have anything to say at this point? Before we go, and you realize that classes now do not have the how to steps. Why? Because we are now having a very clear understanding of the case studies that we're looking at, and then we connect them to your human blueprint, the roadmap that you're creating, the vision, that board that you are putting up. So you'll see that I bring the reflection questions after I have finished talking about the case study. But in the case study is where your how to steps are embedded, because now you need to be very practical about the encounters. And remember, now I've given you 3 areas of the whole transformation process. I've given you the encounters, the exposure, and the revelation, because that particular verse is about those 3 areas of the transformation process. Now, tomorrow, the class may be focusing on another different 3 areas of the transformation process. They could be focusing on discernment, response, sustainability. I'm just giving an example. So the most important is for you to understand where does what apply with a practical experiential explanation, so that you can be very practical and see, hey, okay, what's going on right now is this in the transformation process. It is now structured, very structured, and I want us to be very intentional this time, okay? So, unless you have anything to ask, I want to ask you, are you more focused on the challenges or on the assignment? Be honest with yourselves, and that's how we all correct. You know how we do it here. Okay? What are you more focused on? Are you more focused on your challenges or on the assignment? This time I'm waiting for you. On the assignments. That's good. Thank you, Juliet. Who else? Who else? What are you more focused on, the assignment or the challenges that you are experiencing? Who else? Who else? Who else? Mia. Hmm? Kezi, are you focused on the assignment or the challenges? Grace. Share, share, share. Hmm? Brenda, what are you focused on? And it's okay. Whatever answer you give, it is okay. On the challenges. Oh, hello, Pius. How are you? You focus on the challenges. Okay. So now you know exactly what you need to do. Anybody else? What are you focused on? On our challenges. Okay. It's good that you're very honest. Now you know the difference between focusing on your challenges and focusing on what you need to do, like every single day. But we will get there. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. The first thing is for you to be able to acknowledge on both. Sim, thank you. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's very easy to say that I'm focusing on the assignment and not on the challenges, but it must be at a very mature, you must have experienced this so many times that you realize that focusing on the problem does not help. So it's very understandable for someone to focus on the challenge because they have not yet outgrown that. And if you acknowledge it, then you give room for you to learn how to focus less on the challenge and focus more on what do you need to do. Okay? Okay. On assignment, the challenges want to show themselves. Yeah. Yes, they want to raise their ugly heads. That's true. Okay. Ah, Mia, for you, focusing on what? On the assignment or assessment? Eh? Didn't you make an error there? Okay. Now that we have understood that part, thank you very much, by the way. What are those opportunities that you have overlooked because they appeared as problems? What are those opportunities that you overlooked because they appeared as problems? What are those opportunities that you have overlooked because they appeared as problems? Mhm. Like the lack of money. Okay, Grace, what is that problem that you ignored? Yeah, for you to enter that room that you boldly entered into this weekend, which enabled you not to overlook the opportunity of entering the room boldly, even when you did not know what would come of that encounter. What is that problem that you focused less on? Mhm. From now on, I'm going to focus on assignments. Good girl. Good girl. That's a very good decision. Uh-huh. But I want to hear from you guys. What are those opportunities that you have overlooked because they appeared as problems? This one I'm going to give you as an assignment. I'm not going to give you examples. I'm not. Because I want you to think about the opportunities that you have missed because they appeared as problems to you. Let me give you an example. that could have almost been a missed opportunity. Okay? You're seated somewhere and then putting yourself out there. Okay? Okay? Is that, yeah, that's the opportunity you have overlooked because it appeared as a problem. Shyness, because you're shy. Lack of money. Okay. Now, those are the challenges that you've been experiencing. Okay. I looked at no as a no problem. You looked at, hey, yeah, Grace, that's a very mature approach. Okay, let me give you an example and then you will kind of like understand what I mean. Okay. You are seated somewhere. Okay. And then you look at a person, giving you a very mature example, and you look at a person, and then immediately the first voice you hear is a negative, toxic sound. Like, look at how she's dressed. Who do you think is speaking? What exactly are they attacking? And then you shut that voice, casting down every imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of God and bringing every thought captive to the obedience of Jesus Christ. Then you walk to the person and you say, "Hi, how are you? You're well? You're looking nice. My name is Jacinta, and my name is," and then you start talking. And then before you know it, it was not coincidental that you were seated across them and you glanced at them and that voice came. So do you know how you beat that voice? You went to this person. You actually told them they are looking nice. Contrary to what the voice was telling you, the voice of envy, the voice of jealousy, the voice that distracts, the voice that steals, kills, and destroys. This conversation that you've had after you have shut this up and gone and have this conversation, you find out that it's an opportunity. And you realize, oh my God. Now, had I listened to the voice, and that's how mind bending operations are done. Be careful of the things you hear or the doubts that are planted in your ears or some of these dreams. You have to go back and ask God. Because when the enemy is targeting your relationships, he's going to make you think, imagine, dream about this person in a very negative way, when in actual sense, God sent that person as a healthy relationship to you. But that requires maturity and a relationship with God. Starting a business of my own. Okay. So you've overlooked starting a business of your own because it has appeared as a problem. You're thinking about the capital, the burden, and everything. That's exactly what I'm saying. So you can overlook that opportunity because it appeared as a problem, but it wasn't actually a problem. It was a voice of doubt that you allowed to settle, a voice of envy, a voice of jealousy, a mind bending operation was not only hindering you, but also the other person. The other person has an assignment probably for you, and you probably are supposed to be an answer to them in one way or the other. So what the enemy does is suffocate relationships like that, suffocate helpers like that, suffocate divine encounters and connections like that by creating mind-bending operations. And then you start thinking about something in a totally different way. Why are you allowing rental space for those voices? They are killing your opportunities. And let me tell you something, it always starts with the mind. It always starts with the mind. What you allow your mind to, you know, to settle with. You're 2 minutes behind, but you're back now? Okay, good. So make sure that you pay attention to even the smallest of things that you may think are small, because they could be opportunities that you are overlooking because they appeared as problems. But that problem was for you to create a solution, and then it's an opportunity for you. So now you need to proactively think, how can I approach this? It has come to me as a problem. And now how am I going to counter this problem by receiving strategy and building a solution for it? That is how you should look at things now. If you're going to follow through that transformation process from encounters, okay, to purpose. So, where is God asking you to shine that light? Where is God asking you to shine that light? Where is God asking you to shine that light? That one is for you. And then what distractions are competing for your attention? What are those energy sucking whatevers? You're trying to focus on this, and something wants to intentionally raise its ugly head, just like Brenda said. Always wanting your attention, always vying for your attention, left, right, and center. You must be aware of the distractions that are competing for your attention. When you are not aware, you can miss opportunities without realizing it. You can miss your time. You can be taken out of alignment. Because what the enemy is more interested in, by the way, in you, is not your money and everything. He wants you out of alignment. God doesn't want you to be poor. No. But because you are a solution, and the enemy is going to fight hard to take you out of alignment so that you don't come up with a solution, so that you focus on this problem that you're experiencing instead of what is it that I need to do. How can you work? How can you work more intentionally while it is still day? How can you work more intentionally while it is still day? Now, these are the things I have been taking you through all through. How you can work more intentionally while it's still day. Okay? So, I hope this has helped. Hmm? I hope this has helped. I would like to conclude on this class today. Hmm? You see, when we talk about the blind man's healing, it began because Jesus recognized an opportunity to demonstrate the works of God as he was passing by. While others were passing by and focusing on the problem, he was focusing on the opportunity to demonstrate healing. That's his gift. Healing. Focus is on demonstrating. So I want you to underline focus is on demonstrating. Others were passing by, they were focusing on the problem. Who sinned? So Jesus was focused on the assignment, they were focused on the problem. And the lesson is very clear. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the distractions, the opposition, or the circumstance? Are you consumed by the circumstances that you are experiencing? Family issues. So, what do I mean by work while it is still day? Shine while there is opportunity. There's nothing you can do about this problem. You don't have control over it, but you have an opportunity. Serve, while there is still time. And trust that as you faithfully carry out your assignment, God is already arranging encounters, opportunities, and answers along the way. Because every day that you wake up is proof that your purpose is still active. As long as you wake up alive, your purpose is still active. Carry out your assignment and see what God is going to be doing behind closed doors. Okay? So, today I'll give you a challenge as a call to action. Before tomorrow's lesson, I want you to identify one encounter that became an opportunity. I want you to share how you turned it into impact. Go think about this call to action. Every encounter is an opportunity. Every opportunity is an assignment. Every assignment is a chance to reveal the one who sent you. So this is time for you to work while it is still day. What are you going to do? Focusing on the assignments and leaving problems behind. Good. That is your call to action, guys. And that is it for today's class. Unless anyone has anything to say, that is it for our today's class. Work while it is still day. Focus less on the challenges that you're experiencing. Every day, you wake up alive. Say, thank you, thank you. My purpose is still active. Will you be found faithful? Okay, as usual, I always tell you to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and take dominion. In the area, that sphere of leadership that you have been allotted. And let me leave you with one thing. As you do your work, no weapon that is fashioned against you shall prosper. The weapons will be formed, but they will not prosper. Who is backing you? God the Father, God the Son, God the Spirit. Once you understand that, focus on your assignment. And you will see God is faithful. Okay? You're welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So I guess this is it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Come ready with my answers. I hope you've taken a picture of the call to action because that's the first thing I'm going to ask you when you step in here. I'm going to first ask you that question. Okay. I hope you have enjoyed the class and I hope you have written down the assignment. Yeah. So I guess this is it for us. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 12:15. Thank you for keeping time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining the class. And I'm sure you're already having some impact. I can see the impact, and I'm very, very, very grateful to God for the impact that we're already seeing now. Okay? So thanks, guys. Bye. Shalom, shalom.